Had to add myself to the stage. Hey, Stephen. Hey, Flies. Hey, we. Stephen, I had checked and you were not blocked, young man. So I'm not sure what was up with that. Shit, hang on. Damn it. Damn it. Hold on, I gotta pull my shit back up. Because I know you guys can't see me, can you? Okay, hold on. Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Well, Deb, so we're going to talk about a number of different things. I'm going to um, I'm going to try to keep my channel. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to. Um, I'm kind of struggling right now, and so we'll just have to take it. So I'm covered this month, so we'll just see. I just have to keep coming on here and putting out a little bit of content and hope people join me and listen to me or whatever. But today, I'm not going to show anybody's content. I don't need to show people's content to talk about anything. And I'm very disappointed that people, after all this time, is still using Summer Wells' name to talk craziness. Remember when I talked about a bunch of little fires? Okay. Let me say this. I've been following Summer's case from jump. And to put out the perception that individuals from the area that came onto YouTube to kind of give us an idea about the area, different things like that, tell us their stories about maybe things that happened to them in the holler where, other individuals were concerned. I'll just say it's bullshit. It's BS. And, one thing I just want to ask everybody that their name was thrown out there to cause another round of nothing but chaos. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. And if somebody's miserable, they're going to try to make everybody else miserable too. But who calls out creators like that? Who calls out creators like that? Some of those creators, I don't think, they're not people I would mess with. I don't mess with anybody. You know why I don't mess with anybody? And I have a list a mile freaking long of names of people that did different things under the Summer Wells case name. And guess what? I never came out and talked about it. I never came out and talked about people that was involved in the reward fund, or people who were involved in the billboards, or people who were involved in a fundraiser, or people who were trying to cause a little fire here and there. Because you know what? It ain't got nothing to do with Summer. It ain't got nothing to do with Summer. And I'm going to give my opinion on Benny Keys. Benny didn't have anything to do with Summer going missing. That's my opinion. I'll stick to that. I will stick to that. Benny Keys had nothing to do with Summer going missing. Okay? Benny went to Ben Hill just like he went to the other missing children places. Calling out creators is just somebody wanting YouTube clout. If you are constantly calling them out and to your panel, it's to bring their subs to one. Absolutely, absolutely, flies. And you don't tell a fly to get froggy, okay? I think flies are a little bit quicker than frogs. Why would you tell a fly to get froggy? For real. I mean, come on. Are you just want to fight with everybody? Wow. She just ran, Crystal just ran all over the place. What, you know what? Sometimes you get a little, you get a little bit more honey if you make friends with the bee. That's all I'm saying, for sure. And summer does need to be brought home. But unfortunately, I've sat and watched, so much chaos go on in her case. I mean, it's like, WTF. WTF. And look, I don't care how people make their money. I could care less. But don't people have any content besides doing that crazy stuff? I mean, geez, you're on there freaking 20 hours of a 24-hour freaking day. You're getting your views. Why you got to call people out? For real. Why you got to call people out? But I don't do that, and I'm not going to start. I'm not going to start. To me, it's ridiculous. Let me say this, because I've said this before. And, look, I've always told people, hey, you want to come over here and talk to me? Come over here and talk to me. I don't go around YouTube starting shit to get people's attention. I don't need to. I'm a grown-ass adult. And you know what? I don't have a criminal record either. I owe some bills. Oh my gosh. Johnny Law's going to take me to jail because I owe some bills. I owe the freaking IRS. I'll send you my IRS bill if you want to pay that. You know what? I ain't worried about them fucking bills right now. I'm trying to survive here. Three and a half hours I let you up on my panel, Crystal, where you just went over and over and over and over the lawsuit. I figured you'd have made enough to pay a lawyer by now. What happened with that? I mean, you're monetized. You're monetized. I mean, to me, it's like you're going around freaking. I don't get it. I don't get it. You say people throughout this whole time has said horrible things to you. Well, look how you're talking about people. You're accusing people of things, and you act like you got receipts. But I guess my question is, Crystal, whatever your channel name is, because I forgot. You know all them people, don't you? Ain't you been in communication with a lot of them from the get-go? Huh? Just a question. Where do you fit in, Crystal? Where do you fit in? You're real busy calling everybody else out, aren't you? Real busy calling everybody else out. Where you fit in there? I want to know. Come talk to me. I won't be mean to you. I'm not going to be mean to you. I'm not mean to anybody. For real. But I invited you over here again, and you didn't want to show up. You're just picking fights with everybody. Why? Why are you picking fights with everybody? I don't understand it. We're all grown adults. We're all grown adults. Now, one of the major things that I noticed in Summer's case, people two-facing each other. People two-facing each other. Y'all get on the phone with each other, and everybody's best friend, right? Oh, let's talk about the Summer Wells case. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Then, when y'all get mad at each other, guess what the fuck you do? You stab each other in the back. For what? For what? Heck, you're calling people out that ain't. I don't get it. I don't get it. But please, please, let me tell you guys something. Hey, Mimi Jean, you're absolutely right. Summer's been lost in all of this. Dawn and Candace don't even come on social media anymore. And y'all are still talking about them. Now, personally, maybe that's why I'm not a bigger channel, because I refuse to do the messed up stuff that I've seen so many do in the name of a little girl named Summer Wells. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that you're trying to start all of that up again. I don't mind talking about Summer. If I know the answer to a question and somebody asks me, I answer them honestly. I'm not going to make stuff up. The majority of the time, if I'm doing a live where I'm just blowing off at the freaking mouth, I won't even talk about Summer. I won't even talk about Summer. Because that's not fair to Summer. That is not fair to Summer. And let me tell you something, Crystal. You think you got something? You got something that you're sitting on so big that it's going to find Summer Wells? Well, how long you been sitting on that, Crystal? How long you been sitting on that stuff you got, right? You trying to show Candace talking to Benny. You're trying to talk about Tim Mullins talking to Benny. I talked about that the other day. I talked about it the other day. Did you feel you needed to jump the gun on it? The important conversations that Benny had with Tim, you can see if somebody will send them to you. Yeah. If she's got something that can find Summer, that is committing a crime. Oh, she ain't going to stop the fight, and she's picking a fight. She's picking a fight with people, and that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Like I said, misery loves company. Misery loves company. And it's sad. It's sad. And what is up with telling somebody to get froggy? What? Who says that? Who says that? But weird ass people. Get froggy? You want to get froggy? Were you going to punch each other through the freaking monitor? Come on. Come on. There were a lot of things happen. It'll be 3 years ago in June. Between a lot of subs and creators, a lot of creators and creators. And guess what? People moved on from that. People moved on from that. And you're trying to instigate shit again. And let me tell you guys something. It's my hope, and I really pray that you guys don't fall into that again. Don't fall into that again. That's one thing. Let me tell you guys, I've never asked anybody for nothing on YouTube. I haven't. And it doesn't matter who I know. I don't ask people for anything. I never have. But don't fall into that again. If you care about Summer Wells and Summer coming home, don't fall into the little fires that were finally getting put out and it's all getting started back up again. But why'd you take your chat down, Crystal, where you were calling everybody out? You wanted to call Nana for life out? For real? For real? But yet, you were the one that was talking to all them people. You knew all them people enough to have text messages with them, call them on the phone, probably Messenger and Facebook. Yeah. What about you? Where are you at on that list? Huh? I just want to know. I mean, if you're trying to pick a fight with everybody, what you trying to, where you stand in all of it? Where you stand in all of it? For real. For real. What are the facts in the Summer Wells case? I read the timeline. To the time Candace walked out that back door and Summer wasn't there. And if anybody can tell me exactly what happened after that, the only thing I can say is, was you there? Was you there? Because we don't know. We don't know. For real. For real. It's a shame. I can call everybody out. Tiffany Marie, will you come talk to me? Who else? I don't need to talk to Ziggy and Fred at all. I don't need to talk to Ziggy and Fred. I have no desire to talk to Fred. Just like I had no desire to talk about Andy and Jody and who else? Oh, I don't know. Did she know Dawn and Candace before Summer went missing? Huh. Good question. Good question. I've sat and watched people that act like that they know everything in the Summer Wells case. Everything. I really don't care how people make their money. But it's kind of ridiculous when you sit back and you're instigating stuff with people that you really don't need to instigate stuff with. Some of these people are in different communities now. They're not even in the Summer Wells community anymore. Not that they don't want to hear if there's anything that may, find Summer. Right? I mean, why don't we give you a list of questions, Crystal? I don't know. You just like fighting with people, I think. For real. But it is kind of silly that you ask somebody if they want to get froggy. You want to get froggy? What the fuck's that even mean on social media? You want to get froggy? No, I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to piss people off, grown adult people, and see if they're going to come in and fight with you. And I ask everyone, don't fight with her. Don't fight with this lady. For real. Don't fight with her. Misery loves company. Crystal, you've been miserable for a long time. It shows on your face. It really does. It shows on your face. You know, you said you were going to quit talking about Linda. So you quit talking about Linda, you start talking about everybody else. Don't cry. Don't be crying around on YouTube when you get a shit more ton of lawsuits against you for demeaning people's character. There are so many people that had nothing to do with Summer going missing. They just lived in the area. They were telling their stories about different people they knew in the area. I mean, I don't believe that they had anything to do with Summer going missing. And in the Summer Wells case, it didn't matter who started out trying to, you know, be helpful or whatever. Y'all done messed up stuff. Y'all talked about each other behind each other's backs. Y'all start attacking people. I mean, it's freaking ridiculous. Since I don't live in Tennessee, that is making it multiple states. Does she think you live in Tennessee? Hey, Karen with the C. I mean, I've sat from the get-go and watched so many people, you know, come out on the YouTube streets and, you know, there ain't nothing wrong with it. There ain't nothing wrong with it. And I don't even feel like, you know, showing different things that she has or whatever and discussing them. I don't find a problem with that. I'm not stepping on her bag. But, I mean, if she needs content and she wants to talk to people, there's an easier way to do it than trying to get all these people mad. I don't like talking to mad people. For real. I don't know what she thinks. It all started me telling her to leave you out of it. Yeah. Yeah, what's the big problem with that? What's the big problem with being an adult and coming and saying, keep me out of your mess. Keep me out of your mess. Starting drama's all they know. They watch other creators do it. Well, drama sells, Mr. Nobody. Drama sells. I mean, I've said it 1,000 times. I'm not a dramatic person. I mean, I have my days, don't get me wrong. But I have a really hard time coming on this channel and treating somebody like shit. No matter who it is. No matter who it is. And believe me, some of the crap that people have tried to start with me, I've been really freaking cool and level-headed about it. For real. I mean, I had a bitch telling people I unalived my husband. Right? I could have went to town on that. Had a big woohoo. Let me go after her. But you know what? I don't give a crap about that girl. I don't give a crap about that girl. I mean, but yeah, you know what got me? Because Flies knows, let me tell you guys something. Flies knows that let me tell you, that girl can handle herself. She does not need remain calm going to bat for her. And she knows I don't need her going to bat for me. But we're friends. But the the do you want to get froggy thing, that was, oh my gosh, that was so over the top, girl. That was over the top. Hell, I'm 4'11". I have a hard time reaching the top. I'm gonna tell somebody get froggy. Blythe, you want to get froggy? It's just sad. It's just that why you want to use the name of a little girl to do that crap. Yes, I as far as I know, I ain't heard anything, but I don't look for stuff people say about me. That's what I said, Mr. Nobody. Was she gonna punch her through the monitor? And then you're gonna have to ask people to buy you a new freaking monitor. I mean, for real. You gonna slap her around through the monitor? I mean, come on. Come on. It's I don't get it. I don't get it. None of that has helped Fun Summer, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And one thing I've always tried to be so good about is, if I'm talking about summer, I don't try to bring up 1,000 other things in it. At all. It's the same thing Ernie did, because some chaos and scam people for content. I just can't do that. I can't do that. That's just the way I am. Well, I think she was under the impression that you were watching her live when she made the comment about the fly patrol or whatever the heck she was talking about. So I think she just assumed because you left her a comment and said, don't bring me into the mess. I left a little comment that said, I agree 100%. Is that comment even there anymore, or did she take it down? I mean, maybe we could make a fly frog. We might be able to make a fly frog. Hey, Luz. Craziness, right? That's what I'm going to ask. I don't know how much longer my channel is going to be up for real. I still want to come on and talk about missing and exploited children, and occasionally talk about Summer's case, because I don't have anything new to add to Summer's case. But that's just me. There's many other people who add to Summer's case, by saying all kinds of different stuff. Yours is, but she deleted a lot of, she wasn't tough while in her comments. Who fights in comments? I've never been that way. I don't fight in comments. My email is on my about page. Feel free to email me, tell me what a piece of crap I am. I don't care. I don't care. I'll email you back and tell you thank you very much. Thanks for your input. For real. I'll probably tell you, if you want to pay my bills, I might take into consideration what you got to say. I doubt it, but I'm going to let you pay my bills anyway. How about that? I mean, for real. For real. But I don't know, weird, right? Really weird. So I don't know. We'll see how things go, but I think it's just all bullcrap. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. If you really care about summer, don't start the little fires again. Don't start the little fires again. That's what I'm asking. I understand newer people are coming into Summer's case. Don't do that under her name. Don't do that under her name anymore. Oh, yeah, they're doing the same thing to Sebastian. Absolutely. Look, on Sebastian's case, this is true. You can ask any of my subs or whatever. I absolutely, my opinion was he got in contact with somebody on social media and he walked out of that house trusting the wrong person, and now that he can't be found. Let me say this too. I know a lot of people are probably like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. There are many children who are lured out of their home, and guess what? They're barefooted. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Look at Tim Mullins. He put up the tap dancing thing. Oh, this means something. Right? I ain't saying it doesn't mean anything. The little tap dancing shoes. My tap, I can do a tap dance. You know what it said? You're a weirdo, Tim Mullins, and I don't trust you, and I never have from the get-go. To me, you were the one behind the scenes making a mockery out of a little girl going missing, acting like that was your main care in the world about that little girl. And in my opinion, I've been looking at you for a long time, mister, and you're way up high on my weirdo radar. Way up high. Summer doesn't really have a case anymore. It's just a bunch of crazies talking about the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I agree. If you followed Summer's case from the beginning, I mean, why wait 3 years to put out something that you think is going to help her case? I don't know. I mean, kind of crazy, right? Now, I do understand Don Wells needed friends, okay? He wanted friends. But you were right there, wasn't you, Tim? What made Don trust you so much, Tim? What made Don trust you so much? Because you guys became fast brothers from other mothers. Y'all became really tight. Tight enough where he trusted you to take a phone that he had took in the jail. You took that phone, sir, and you downloaded everything on it. You said pictures, but didn't Dawn put out like 100 pictures a summer? I don't know. I don't necessarily know if she's. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, she's got a list. She's got a list of people. Everybody who lives in the area or is from Tennessee is on the list. You know what? I've had my rows with Nana for life. Yeah, please do, Flies. I've had my little rows with Nana for life. I would never accuse her of having something to do with taking Summer. If anything, she's been there and she's been very helpful in keeping Summer's name out there. Did you do that, Crystal? Did you go to Tennessee and all those places and set up a booth to bring awareness to Summer Wells missing and other missing children too? Were you involved with that? Did you do that? I don't know. I don't know, because to be honest with you, I really ain't never watched you. I didn't really know who you were until you come up on my channel for 3.5 hours talking about a lawsuit. Oh, yeah, I bet. I bet, yeah. Oh, I've watched everybody. I've watched people come into my chat and me say only facts only. People will come in and I will say something, they will agree with me 1,000%. 20 minutes later, after I end my live, I'll see them in another chat agreeing with a different creator who's saying something totally different than I am. I see it. I see it all the time. Yeah, the lawsuit stuff, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I mean, that is a good theory, Kim Holmes. That could very well be true. That could very well be true. Now, the thing with Fred Hill, what people need to remember, he was caught manufacturing a substance. He was caught selling to an undercover agent, 2 different ones. If Fred was partaking his own substance, how do we know he wasn't up for 3 freaking days before the 15th? How do we know that? I mean, that's serious. I'm not even dogging on Fred right now. Fred, let me tell, this is my opinion, totally my opinion. If y'all don't think Fred knew he was getting a better deal by doing the deed with Ziggy and marrying her, I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't. You can talk about the state of Tennessee, you can talk about counties in Tennessee, but if you've never been in a holler, okay, you don't know how people act, because nobody acts the same. Living in a holler is a little different than living in the city. It's a lot different than, it's different. Different people. Storytellers. But I will never forget when I heard Ziggy say, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do my tarot card reading. I'm going to just do my tarot card reading. What did she say? Anybody remember what she said? Fred said, let's not, get rid of this channel until summer's found. Do you all really believe that Fred Hill knows where Summer's at? Because if he knows where she's at, then maybe people need to be asking him, tell us the truth. I don't think any of them broke up and left the holler, Mimi. Only Jody and Andy. But Andy already said that he planned on doing that anyway. Yeah, thank you, Flies, for putting that up. But seriously, I said that about Sebastian missing from the get-go. For some reason, I could tell the way that, I'm going to call him Sean, I could tell by the way Sean was acting that there was something in those devices. He wanted those devices back. Now, personally, if I had a missing child, they wanted my devices, I'd be like, take them. Take them. especially if you've got $25,000 off of a GoFundMe. Go buy another phone. Go buy another gaming system, right? Andy, Fred, and Candace. Mm, I kind of don't want to put Andy in that category. I really don't. I don't want to put Andy in that category. And Andy can say whatever he wants to. When Andy came to YouTube, he was needing a new trailer or camper or something. I think Sean knows what happened but doesn't want to accept it somehow. He would not be responsible since he was the one who let him. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that too. If he knew where she's at, tell us so we can put her to a proper rest. Maybe they don't care about that. Maybe they don't care about her getting a proper rest if they're making money off of her. I mean, seriously. But I guess, my people know how I feel about Summer in Summer's case. And like I said, I hadn't asked anybody for nothing on YouTube. And I'm asking these people that, whose names are allegedly on this list, don't feed into it. Don't feed into it. You're, I don't know. All the money given to these Summer creators could have hired the best private investigator money could buy, and something actually might have been got done. Well, see, this was the problem, Mr. Nobody, because if you remember right, there were people acting like that they were going to hire private investigators. This is what I believe. If you're going to hire a private investigator that's going to go up in that holler, you better make sure he's a good one. You better make sure that he can fit in with that community, that he knows some of them people's struggles, because people living in hollers do struggle. They do struggle. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I don't watch Ziggy. I don't watch Ziggy. I only watched, I watched a lot of things, and, I say this, and, it's kind of redundant coming out of my mouth, but I have so many names in my notes, but it's nothing to do with Summer. It has nothing to do with Summer. Funds should have been made to pay the PI and no Well, they've got a free private investigator. See, that was a problem too. And I do believe Benny Keys, when he made a comment one time that these private investigators, Chris and Trudy, that he felt that Trudy herself was getting too close to Candace. That's what he said. And I believe him. I believe him. But I think also that's kind of true, Mimi Jean. But when Fred showed Ziggy those bones, I laughed so hard I about peed myself. I knew them were not nobody's bones. But a lot of people didn't, and they were freaking out. Oh my God. Oh my God, there's bones at the end of that driveway. Right? Yeah, we're talking about a bunch of different stuff. Okay, Sean Williams is getting sentenced. He's just now getting sentenced. It's sad, y'all. It's sad. And that's like Hunter. It wouldn't have mattered what Hunter said. People pick apart. People were picking apart everything, every little thing that any of them was saying. And I've always said this. You guys know I'm not a Dawn fan, really. And I'm not particularly Candace fan. But when she went on Dr. Phil and the behavioral panel talked to her, Dr. Phil and the behavioral panel said, I don't think the parents had anything to do with it, but I think the mother knows something. Whether it was somebody that might have walked up to her in Summer at a store, or even the weekend before at Gatlinburg, or anything. It was someone that she may not have known, that maybe just passed by. But guess what? Nobody on these YouTube streets wanted to give Candace time to get her mind right, to even think about somebody who could have been acting weird in any of the days leading up to finding Summer. And y'all may not like me for saying that, but that's the truth. That's the truth. The minute Dr. Phil and the behavioral panel said, I think that she knows something, everybody was attacking Candace. But Candace and Grandma and the boys were the last ones to allegedly see her. Could there... I truly don't think anybody came and took her from the basement. Could somebody familiar with their home have been waiting at the top of the hill when Candace and them got there? Absolutely. She had her head shaved. Tony Hammond creep was trying to catch a little 12-year-old boy. Went as far as to chase him in his own house. Now, I don't know who told Candace that allegedly he had been seen in that area. Right? Summer's head was shaved. Her scent ended at the road. And EquiSearch did. They went all over the place. And I don't know. I don't know. It's all sad because nobody wants to really think about those things. I don't want to think about her being trafficked. I don't want to think about that. Is it a possibility? Absolutely. Absolutely. Could she have got down on the road and somebody accidentally hit her and they freaked out? Absolutely, that could have happened. A lot of people don't think Dawn or Candace had anything to do with Summer going missing. It was the weird crap Dawn said. It was the weird crap Dawn said, right? Who says stuff like that? She just went missing so fast. So fast. Yes, that too. Yes, the RSOs in the area, absolutely. But how sad is it? How sad is it that 3 years later, people are instigating fights with other people? For what? For what? I could show anything I wanted on this channel and say anything I wanted to about it. But I don't do that. I just don't do that. I don't have a lot of things on my wish list, Flies. I'll have to go put some stuff on my wish list. For real. But if somebody wants to donate, you can go to my wish list. You don't have to look at the things on the wish list. You can pick out anything and send it to me. Almost like it to what a lot of these it's always the parents they have. Yeah, I mean, I see that. I see that, absolutely. But until summer, I gave the timeline, and that was Dawn's timeline from the morning, Candace's from the time they left to go to the doctor, all the things that they did, the smoke shop, everywhere else, okay? And I know that they dropped Hunter off, right? Because Hunter was with them. Whatever happened after Hunter got dropped off. For sure. Now, I'm sure the boys seen her. I'm sure they did. So, she made it home, right? I don't understand the games. I don't understand the games that a public relation person, this is happening in both. Yeah, Sherpy Senior. I've got it. I've got Sherpy Senior's. I got all that transcribed. It's on a live somewhere, I think on JLR. But absolutely, Sherpy Senior said that they all played out in the road. They all played out in the road. What did Lawson say? That's where the scent ended. That's where the scent ended. But it will be a shame that if it was an accident or something, and the person who did it ends up being a person that's made a crap load of money off of her name, that will be a sad day. That will be a sad day to find that out. But I don't think so. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But, you know, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not like those other creators. I don't feel the need to start a freaking war with anybody because of a little fire that got started and their names associated with it. Okay? Then, to me, all them fires died down. They died down. But if you're going to come out and you're going to be accusatory towards other people, I think that you need to make it clear how you were involved in it, right? Does that make sense to you guys? If you're going to be calling people's name out like that, you would think that, you know, you're going to say how you got involved with each individual person that you're trying to call out. I heard that. I don't know if it's true or not, Mimi Jean. I don't know if it's true or not. And there's nothing wrong with Dawn and Candace breaking up. You guys have to realize, Candace was stuck at 110 Ben Hill Road for how many years? How many years was she stuck with Dawn at 110 Ben Hill Road? Right? Maybe since she started getting away from him a little bit, going and working a job, making friends, being around people that weren't acting the way they were at 110 Ben Hill Road, Maybe she's seeing a different life for herself. It's a shame that all the kids got taken. That's on them. That's not on anybody else, right? That was Jody trying to run over Andy. Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. For real. Jody wasn't even, yeah, well, she was driving. I don't know about that. I ain't got receipts on that. I'd have to ask Jody. Jody. Jody don't like me. None of them like me. Because I wouldn't play their game. I haven't seen any receipts, but I've heard that it has happened. But then, I don't know. I heard it happen, but I haven't personally got any receipts on if it happened or not. Because people are hoping that they split up and that they're going to start talking about each other. That ain't going to happen. That is not going to happen. Do I believe that Candace talked to Ernie quite a bit about some things between her and Dawn? I think so. But she talked with Benny also. What does a married woman do when her husband is ticking her off and you have other people around that may not know your spouse that much and you're pissed off? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're gonna say weird shit to people, right? I have to agree. What's that got to do with Summer going missing? What's that got to do with Summer going missing? I mean, we talk about Candace's actions, right? Oh, Candace, she was a drinker. Candace done this. Candace done that. I look at things that Dawn has done and Dawn has said, and I SMH on that. I'm shaking my head on that. For real. I'll pull that up, flies. Hold on a minute. I want that little girl found more than anybody else. I truly do. But I'm not going to make stuff up. And I'm not. And I'm not going to make a big deal out of Dawn and Candace splitting up. I've always said the first interviews are the important interviews to me. The first interviews are the important interviews to me. For real. It's heartbreaking. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen. Why? They haven't talked so far. Are you kidding? Both of them under the influence the way they were? Dawn was throwing Candace under the bus a heck of a lot more than Candace was throwing him under the bus. There's the age progression photo right there. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was sad too because creators were making big money off of watching two people just, I mean, it was a big deal. And they blame themselves for sure. They blame themselves that all that stuff happened on YouTube because of them. Well, yes, me too. I want summer found. But I guess what I'm asking is, and because to me, if you care about summer and you really, really want to help find summer, what does all the little fires have to do with it? Seriously. I've known a ton of people that has had a talking relationship with Candace. I've never asked them what the conversation was about. It wasn't none of my business at all. Getting people fired, putting horrible things happening to her on her name without proof. Yeah, that doesn't help find her. And it's sad to say, but even with the actual facts that we know right now, it hasn't helped find her. It hasn't. It hasn't helped find her. But, that's how people do. That's how people do. I wish that in my notes somewhere I had one little thing that would help. I don't think I do. I don't think I have anything from anybody, no matter what they've said. All of the first interviews, none of it helped find summer. Chris McDonough wanted everybody to know about Dawn and what happened with these stepsisters, and and with Chris McDonough being law enforcement, retired, part of the Cold Case Foundation, that led people to believe that Dawn was doing things to Summer. You guys all know it. I know it. That's what led to, the big Dawn did something to Summer. Inappropriate things. But what grown-ass man says that a 5-year-old girl led him on? Right? I don't know. Just things that were said. There's no doubt that Dawn didn't love Summer. For sure. No doubt about it. But it got creepy. It got creepy. We all know it got creepy. It got really creepy. Some of the stuff he was saying. But you have to remember, too, I truly believe that Dawn knew definitely what shock value was. He knew what shock value was. But they both said they wanted friends, right? He said he was. He said he was. I mean, when you listen to Dawn's story and things that had happened to him when he was younger, hold on. Don't be upset, Kim. I'm going to take that out of there because of the word. But I read it. So, the thing about it is, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I mean, how creepy is it that when you're a child, you're looking at a magazine that is showing children, well, it's showing men doing things to little girls, right? That's what he said. He was talking to lips when he said that. Absolutely. Sad, right? There were all of these women, what, 7 of them, that came forward saying that Don had did inappropriate things to him when he was younger. And then he got caught stealing a woman's underwear out of her garage while she was in the house asleep. That's creepy, right? Well, we're talking about, if you really look at it, we're talking about generational dysfunction. Generational. Both sides. Generational dysfunction. For real. It's sad. It's sad. But I think over all this time and, all my notes and everything that I had, the names that are involved with the little fires, they're not important to me. I'm not on here to ruin anybody's name. I'm not here to put things on people that it's done, it's over with, and what's the sense of bringing it back up? The billboards, of course they were about summer. Well, I'm sure her washer and dryer was out there, Lisa. I'd have to go back and look at the reports to see if he had been in the house or not. I think he was just in the garage. I don't know. You don't know what Don meant by what, little Deb? Yeah, I'm sure her washer and dryer was out in the garage. He just got caught with a pair of red panties. Remember? Dawn in his red panties. I mean, it was sad. And even, look, even with Benny, a lot of things Benny said, I believed him wholeheartedly. But I think sometimes with him, it was about the wow factor too. Do you know what I mean by that? Where he would say something and people would be like, wow, tell us more, tell us more. And I don't, I don't know. Who am I to say anything, I guess? As a kid growing up in the country, if I had to pee, I would go to the garage or shed. If I peed in them, I would take them off. No, these were grown women panties, remember? But I mean, there was a bunch of stuff released. The list that of items that law enforcement took. It was very interesting. Very interesting what they said they took. But the thing about it was, I mean, anything could have been put on that list. If I got a copy of a list that law enforcement came and took things out of my home, I can put anything on that list after they leave. For real. That is a big statement, Kim. That's a big statement. We're all looking over here when we should be looking over there. Yeah, they used to do that all the time when you hung it. That probably still happens when you hang your clothes out. I mean, for real. But I don't know why things would want to get instigated just to. I mean, this is just me personally. I told Tiffany Marie I'd love to have a conversation with her before. She always told me that I could have a conversation with her. She always told me I could. Now, Benny said he'd have a conversation with me, but that never happened. But I've never got a hold of Tiffany. I've never got a hold of her. Because I don't have, I've got a few questions, but I don't even know the questions I have are even have anything to do with summer. For real. For real. I think that a lot of people come on the YouTube streets and some of them didn't have nothing to do and they started channels and they took it from there. He kind of got preoccupied. Now, he told me he'd do that a long time ago. But like I said, some of the questions I have, I don't necessarily think they really pertain to summer anymore. But when Don Wells did that, that was years ago. That was years ago. So I don't know. I don't know, but for sure, that'd be the only thing that I would ask of anybody who, is being instigated to get into nonsense and start the bickering and fighting over things that don't need to be bickered and fought over again. Those things, a lot of relationships. Where did law enforcement go wrong? Oh, that's a big question there. I don't necessarily think that. I think with what law enforcement had to work with, as far as the area, as far as the people in the area, the searchers coming in, I think, I truly think that everyone did the best of their ability. As far as I know, as far as TBI and the FBI card team and EquiSearch and the searchers, and because people seem to forget too, Dave Radar from EquiSearch said he thought Tim Coop from Churchill did a fantastic job in keeping everything organized and doing the best they could to find her. Everyone wanted to believe that Summer just, got lost. What do you mean you were asked that question? Who asked you the question last week? I believe they did all of that, Loves to Lurk. I absolutely do. I mean, they searched that property 7 times. They was looking for something, right? I don't know what law enforcement is keeping close to the vest or not. So yeah, I don't, I think law enforcement. I think they done everything to the best of their ability. It's not like they were just looking for her for one day. They're still looking for her. Still looking for her. And you have to remember, when the card team comes and says they have not found anything to show that she had been trafficked out of the area, what do you say to that? So, I would have to pull up Duty Ron's where EquiSearch was talking about it to I believe that Dave Radar said that when they came back to, I believe, do the second search or something, they were told about the footprints. I mean, it's sad. It's all sad. It's all sad. I've got Judy Ron's EquiSearch. I've got that one of those transcribed. Some, not all of them. Most of the stuff I have transcribed is gone, completely gone off the YouTube streams. And a lot of it I keep close to my vest, right? Well, all you gotta do is pull up the TBI website. They answer all the questions you want. But I don't believe they say anything about, I don't believe they say anything about the footprints. It's been a long time since I looked at that, because they haven't added anything to it. All right. TBI website for the Summer Wells case. Find summerwells.com. The website is approved by Summer's family. Official Don Wells. Active missing child alerts. Okay. June 15, 2021. Sad. Oh, sorry, flies. Hold on, I'll get it. Thank you for that. Oh, I already had it pulled up. Well, I had it pulled up. I already had it pulled up. 6/14. On June 15, Summer Wells disappeared, leading to one of the most exhaustive and involved missing child cases we've ever investigated. Though we have no new details to share, rest assured we're continuing to work with the FBI, Hawks County office, chase every lead, every place to find Summer. They will not stop until they have answers. Ongoing Amber Alert. Forensic artist took care of that. Age progression. Okay. The investigation into the circumstances surrounding Summer's disappearance remains active. That was on 11/15/22. Now, listen to this, please. All right, listen to this. This was on November 15th of 2022. The investigation into the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of Summer Wells remains active and ongoing. In order to preserve, listen, I want everybody to listen. In order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we cannot discuss specifics. Unfortunately, we have no updates to provide publicly. Should we develop new information that could help in locating Summer, we will notify the news media and the public immediately. Oh Lord. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I got it pulled up twice. I'm reading it. You want to see? There you are. I'm reading from it. I'm not making it up. I ain't making it up. There it is. Okay, let me see if it says anything about the footprints, because I don't think it does. Cases outside the norm. All possibilities still being explored. Many has asked for details about what's been done the last year. We can tell you agents and detectives had worked thousands of hours on this case. Numerous search warrants have been executed. They searched their house like what, 7 times? Right? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Let me say this. From the very beginning, I asked that question, and it was like, I went into Chris McDonough's chat and asked that question. Could anyone tell me the exact reason that Summer's missing child alert turned into an Amber Alert? And to be honest with you, I don't really think I've ever got that question asked or answered. But I've always thought the red truck thing was just kind of maybe they used that. Maybe they used the red truck to benefit them so that way an Amber Alert could be put out. Right? No, they have to fit a certain criteria, Karen. There's a certain criteria that has to happen. I got it. Here, let me pull my notes up. You want the very first ones? Let me go up here. Hold on. I got every single news briefing right here in front of me. Let's go to... Oh, Lord. Churchill rescued Tim Coop. June 15th, 2021. 911 call, first call, 626. 10 minutes yelling for her. Jody Sue hears at 609 en route. Well, that's different. En route to 110 Ben Hill Road off Beach Creek, first residence on the right. In reference to a missing 4-year-old, they said she was 4 years old. So I don't know who said she was 4, but Don didn't even know her birthday, so he probably didn't remember her age. Advised that mom went for a walk. They can't find her. They've been yelling at her, yelling for her for 10 minutes. On June 16th, endangered child alert was changed to an amber alert. A delivery guy in the area okay, let me get, where's it at? Okay, hold on, I'll pop over there. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh shit, hang on. Thank you, Flies. Thank you for being so supportive. Okay, this is from WATV6 on your side. Let's take a little peek, hear what they got to say.
We just told you about for the missing 5-year-old. Her name is Summer Wells. Let's go on now to live coverage with the TBI.
A lot of investigation by 19 different agencies. Last night, we had approximately 60 to 80 people searching in the woods, with a number of law enforcement officers doing the investigation also. Today, we've had over 100 people in the woods searching throughout the whole region. We also have agents with the TBI and the FBI assisting my office. We jointly investigating this whole circumstance.
Kim, did law enforcement say that, or did Don Wells say that? Did law enforcement actually say that, or did Don Wells say that? I'm just curious.
Our main goal is to find Summer and find her safe. We have plenty of help. We don't need any assistance from the local people. We have the professional people out searching. And
yes, don't forget, the vehicle that was speeding away was a yellow vehicle. Now, you have to remember at the time, right? It was on the dispatch call. It was on the dispatch call that a law enforcement official seen a yellow car speeding past them as they were coming into the holler. That was on the dispatch call? Well, I'll have to go back and check that, because I don't remember law enforcement saying that. I don't remember law enforcement coming out and saying it. I remember Don saying it. I just read the dispatch call to you. Liza find it. She'll bring it to me. We'll listen to it. I've been researching loves. I have actually, even before I came to YouTube. Yes, Karen. Even before I came to YouTube, I researched trafficking and missing children and different things like that. It's just something I've always done. I grew up watching, 48 Hours and all those other shows. I grew up watching all those shows. And when I started my channel, absolutely I talked about Summer, because I had been following her case, and I'm a big writer. I love to write. So I was writing down the interviews that Dawn and Candace were having with different people, and you know, just watching all this stuff play out. All this stuff play out. Now, what okay, thank you, Flies. Hold on, I'm gonna pull that up too real quick. I got both of them, so hang on. So, hang on. Okay, hang on. And so when I came out, of course, I talked about summer just because I've been, you know, working real hard transcribing, you know, the first interviews and trying to make sense of stuff. But I didn't want to keep my channel talking about summer because there came a point where there just no one was putting out, you know, the information that had to do with Summer's case. It all had to do with a lot of other stuff. All right, let's go ahead and listen to this real quick. Chad's got the thing running, so you guys should be able to hear it, hopefully. I've got the closed captions on.
Be Announed from 110 Big Hill Road off of Beach Street. Should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now. 10 for one of the miracle. 10, 110. 10 for House Mesa. 335, I'll be around as well. Go ahead. 35. Okay, guys. Probably going to get several maybe. 10 for 29 minutes. So go ahead. So far. Rescue. Fire police for search. 335. 35. You say when you got the original call that mom went on a run and when she came back that daughter was gone? That's what the father advised.
Why would Dawn lie and say that Candace went for a run? Where'd she go for a run to? Candace don't run. I'm listening to hear if I am listening to hear if a yellow vehicle is talked about, because I only heard of the yellow vehicle from Dawn. I didn't hear it from law enforcement, only Dawn.
At work, about an hour away, trying to make his way home. Careful. C12 Central. C12 will be in or out. 906.
Is there receipts on that, Kirst? Do you have receipts showing the tree trimmings mentioned the yellow truck? Because don't forget, Don was ticked off. He was ticked off at Dudley.
Hey,
And Dudley's vehicle was yellow.
let me grab
Hang on just a second, you guys. No. I don't want to go to Ziggy's to listen to tree trimmers. I would have to know exactly where to go look for it. I don't watch Ziggy. Yeah, that was my question too. That was my question too. Ow. Oh, I got a cramp in my toe. Lord have mercy. All right, here we go. Let me get this started again. I apologize, guys.
Notify 302. I had him on the phone with boss him 0 0. Answer any questions he may have on it. 10-4. You want us to try to contact the canine? Let 302 know, and I think he's going to let rescue make that determination. Yeah. 29 questions.
I am going to say this. Summer's eyes looked like they belong to an old soul. Anytime I look at her eyes, it's like it was always, I think it's even in my writing, that it's like her soul is much older than what she is. You never considered that, Cursed? You never considered that this whole time? I know you had to consider that. I don't see you not considering that, Cursed.
Sue has been notified. He also wanted me to just remind you to be sure, check the house, camper, even if they said they've already had.
Don said to tell law enforcement to search the house even if they said they already had. You guys hear that?
Hawkins County Rescue Squad, all members, mutual aid request, search and rescue with Churchill Rescue Squad. Facing area is going to be at Mount Carmel Baptist Church on Beach Creek. Hawkins County Rescue Squad, all members, mutual aid request from Churchill Rescue on search and rescue.
Oh, the cops
Facing
said
area
it.
is going to be at Mount Carmel
Thank you.
Baptist Church on Beach Creek. Also requesting
Because for a minute there, yeah, my mind went in a different direction. Law enforcement said, search the house even though they said. Well, I don't know. If you find another group, let me know. Look, believe whatever you want to believe. You can believe whatever you want to believe. If you want to believe anything that's coming from Fred and Ziggy, you go right ahead and do that. For real. Not a problem with me. You can believe whoever you want.
Marlin six-wheeler and command trailer. First page, 1911. 506. 506. We acknowledge the page and the resource request. We've got several here at the station. We'll be there out in just a sec. Copy, acknowledge the page and resource request. 707, 715. Go ahead. 1043.
Did you believe the bones were real when Ziggy showed the bones? When Fred and Ziggy were showing the bones, did you believe the bones were real? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Go ahead, go rest floor. Copy. 39 to 41. All other units are caught up on this issue, correct? Yes, well, I'll be using your direction.
But it doesn't change anything. And if the tree trimmers were up at Dawn and Candace's close to the house trimming trees, guess what they're going to see? They're going to see a yellow vehicle because Dudley had been parking at 110 Ben Hill Road when he rode to work with Dawn. Right?
For the complainant or the suspect?
The CPS crap, let me tell you, the CPS crap, that was a lot. She sure got her clicks and views out of that. That was somebody who knew how to tell a good little story is what they did. I don't know. I don't watch Ziggy. I don't know if she misleads anybody or not. But the thing about it is, if Fred is so misleading, Ziggy's not. If Fred is lying about almost everything, where does that leave Ziggy? Where does that leave Ziggy? Being naive? Being in love? I don't know. I'm just asking. It could have been the tree trimmers. But it could have been them seeing Dudley's car up at Dawn's. Right? Seem like everybody around there gets their days mixed up and don't keep track of time. I don't know, though. I don't know. I do not know. But, I mean, why did you ask us that question just to try to tell us that we were wrong about our opinion on it? Right? I don't understand that.
Detective Grant, is he on the scene? We've not been advised. Stand for it. Be in the trailer to 302. Go ahead. Britton's on scene. Stand for it. 29 seconds. 29. Get hold of 334. By then we need 2 units to come in to answer calls a week. Make contact with 34. He's going to get 2 units. 10-4, just advise us not to send them over here, just for them to answer full calls, please. 10-4, I thought. 3-6.
Look, just because people said, you know, Ziggy was talking to someone. Now, this is the thing. The person that Ziggy talked to knew the lady of the night, allegedly, right? She allegedly knew the lady of the night. So, can we base that as factual? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But the thing about it is, I mean, do you honestly think that a married man that's going and doing hookers is going to mention to those hookers and allegedly people that he's getting substances from that he's got a missing daughter? Do you think that that was the topic of conversation in that scenario? I wouldn't think so, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
Myself 41 had it cleared by the time this 2 years ago. Can I get one of them welfare check on country line? Go, can I?
Why would they allow a picture of a little 5-year-old girl be put up on a poster where she's throwing a gang sign? I don't give a crap what it means. Why would you allow that? Not cool to me. Thank you for dropping LTL's link again, Wise.
2949. 2949. Which direction did you go? I'm in the Mount Carmel Freewell Baptist Church.
This is my favorite picture of summer. I love this picture. I do. I love this picture. This is my favorite picture of all. She's so beautiful. Just so beautiful.
Go ahead.
See, her hair grew back a little bit in this one when she was fishing. Her hair had grown back some.
Central Dispatch 1205. Oh, 1205 B 1097, Mount Carmel Church. 1415 to Central. 1415 to Central.
1415.
Does the fire department need to set up a LZ for the helicopter?
Pay for us what we were about to do.
I'll do that.
What I want people to realize is the law enforcement was on it very quickly. Very quickly. They used a helicopter from the hospital. Law enforcement arrived fairly quickly because they were already in the area on another call. Do you guys remember that?
Attention persons, Sturgisville Fire Department, attention all members, members to respond to Sturgis Household.
And let me tell you what bothered me too. I watched these searchers go out there in the most horrendous conditions to look for Summer. And because they didn't find her, they were discredited. They were discredited. Sad. So sad. It was all so sad to me.
We set up an LZ for Highland. They have approximately 600 ETA. 1402.
1415 Central.
1415.
On scene at the LZ, I'll have LZ command at this time.
Copy.
LZ command at Central.
LZ command.
Go ahead and signal 9 Sturgisville, please.
Sturgisville Fire Department, attention all members, car 1415 on scene of the LZ. You can signal 9 your response. have a pending welfare check, Emma.
2934. 41 is the upper end by itself and 39 and 50 is in the lower end. That's all I've got available right now.
Roll copy direct.
Three or two.
Yes, please.
I heard 34 is 10-8. Which other unit stepping in?
14 advised. What other unit is 10-8? We're gonna go 10-8. 302 wants to know.
LZ Command to Central.
LZ Smith.
Helicopter sitting on the ground.
2-4.
Your other units to go 10-8. And while Roy and Gotchi's over here to take care of county. 2934. 2934. 49's over here with us. He was working with us. So you won't be able to reach him.
I haven't heard them say anything about a yellow vehicle yet.
Econ 302. Yeah, he's got me 302. Yeah, well, they're set up here at the bottom. Yeah, well, I got it.
3-4, go ahead.
This is almost done, you guys.
Go ahead.
LZ Command to Central.
Go ahead.
Helicopters back in the air. 1402 and all personnel will be released from the scene if the command terminated.
You guys remember the horse? You remember the horse? Do y'all want to know what was said about that horse? What was going around about the horse was that the horse just didn't run off. There was a reason for it. It was a sign. It was a sign to Sheriff Lawson. Keep your mouth shut. That's what they tried to say. I'm just telling you what they tried to say. I was like, hey, that horse was like, I'm tired of working. I'm going home. No, he didn't go home. Somebody had to come get him. Somebody came and got the horse.
26-301, I'm on my way back. Econ Central.
Econ.
Can you log in the cab that goes Redwood Tennis
801.
Didn't hear anything about a yellow vehicle in that one. Somebody got a different one? I'm going to grab some more coffee real quick, you guys. Give me just a second. Okay. Okay, you got all of them cursed? You got all of the dispatch calls? Have they released all the dispatch calls? Okay. So, okay. Well, if they seen a yellow vehicle, is that what you're saying that caused them to issue the Amber Alert? Oh, Well, I really don't need to listen to them. I mean, what good does it do to say there was a yellow vehicle when law enforcement didn't say anything about a yellow? They might have said something about a yellow vehicle. If that was the case, then why did they only put out a red truck? If that was the case, and they were adamant that they seen a yellow vehicle speeding away from that area, and they knew they had a missing child, number one, somebody behind the cop that seen it should have stopped them, right? But then again, you know, you guys remember Jeremy Dugan? Anybody remember what Jeremy Dugan said? And who he is? Well, that don't do me it doesn't do me any good if something's members only. For real. So, I mean, you can tell me that all day, but if it's members only, I can't go over and hear it. But, okay, what's the deal about the yellow vehicle? That somebody seen it speeding away? Then why didn't law enforcement put out the yellow vehicle to the public? They didn't do that. They kept concentrating on a red truck. Oh, it was the whole day and not just summer. Yeah, I don't need to hear the whole day. I do not need to hear the whole day. For real, I don't. I don't at all. Yeah, I have. I have played red rums here before. I'm also sub to LTL and have been since the beginning. For sure, for sure. For sure, for sure.
We just appreciate everybody, their contributions. It's been a tremendous outpour from the community with the water, the food, and the snacks. It's just overwhelming, and it's a very intense investigation. I know the public needs to know things, but it's ongoing, and we will release things as we can when we can. But our main goal right now is to find Summer.
We'll take a couple of questions, but keep in mind we can't discuss specifics of the investigation. Can you talk about the area back there?
So you're trying to tell me that a dispatcher talked about a yellow vehicle going down the road, but that didn't play a part in Summer's case? Don't you think that, I would think that if they're going to talk about a red truck and give great detail to a red truck, why wouldn't they put out a yellow vehicle? I don't know. That's just a question.
Absolutely. It's very dense. The terrain is tremendously hard. We have virtually no cell phone service. The radio system we use, which is not that good, we have very little radio communication. We do have several command posts setting up, but what makes it so hard is the communication between the boots on the ground, searching the woods, and the different agencies and officers, and it's very hard to communicate. And we're not like we're in these small towns or in towns where you got a lot of cell service, and just for instance, when we get texts from the media, you may text and we may get it an hour later, and we have no way to reply to it. And the same way with the officers, and the ECOM Central Dispatch has done an excellent job. TBI has their command post that should arrive soon, and we're going to continue on until we find Summer and put this case to rest.
Do you believe there was foul play involved, and is there any history with this family?
The family are cooperating, and it's really too early to tell. We're still basically gathering information, and we're in the search mode right now.
Around 11 this morning, switched from missing child alert to an Amber Alert. What goes into the decision of putting that Amber Alert out? Can you clarify the difference between the two?
Sure. After the initial search and as we developed more information as part of the investigation, our team made the decision to elevate the alert to an Amber.
And what's the difference between those two alerts?
An endangered child alert is a mid-level alert where a child could potentially be in danger. An Amber Alert we issue those when we believe a child is in imminent danger of bodily harm or death, and it's the most severe alert.
Did you hear that? The most severe alert. The most severe alert.
Or death, and it's the most severe alert.
Since it appeared to be that she walked away from the home, why was it upgraded to an Amber Alert? Can you clarify that just a little bit more?
Well, the bottom line is we don't know where she is at this time. Again, there was the initial search. We acted, and the sheriff's office acted on the information available at the time. And as we learned more in the first several hours into today, it led us to issue an Amber Alert.
Well, when the Amber Alert was issued, you said there was new information that led you to believe that Summer might be in more danger. Can you expand on that a little bit?
I can't. That's part of the investigation.
They're not gonna tell us why. They're not gonna tell us why they felt Summer was in danger at some point. That's what she just said, and they haven't changed on that. They haven't changed on that at all. So excuse me, Lord help me. 100 agents, more than 100 agents, intelligence analyst, a support staff from across the state have been involved in the case. TBI agents working alongside Hawkins County. FBI have conducted nearly 170 interviews during the investigation. FBI, Hawkins County, TBI, 170 interviews during the investigation. That does not count the 100 of phone calls to follow up on tips that were given to law enforcement that were a result of non-factual information posted on social media. You guys still didn't remember Jeremy Dugan? While investigators have been diligently working to find answers, they've had to deal with hundreds of tips generated by false information, in some cases, has been intentionally spread across social media platforms. To date, they received over 2,000 tips. The vast majority of those pertain to rumors and speculation. It ain't changed. We know that this case has attracted the attention of many across the country who generally care about Summer and want nothing more than to find answers, and we appreciate the interest. Listen to this. However, okay, I need to quiet down. Okay, however, we are also aware that some individuals are using this case for their own personal gain by spreading false information on social media posed as facts. Some go as far to solicit donation. This has had a major impact on the investigation. All right. Is this considered a cold case? No. Is the Amber Alert still active? Yes. When was Summer last seen? Her mother reports last seeing her on the afternoon of June 15th at their home. In order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we will not provide additional information regarding the timeline. Home and property have been searched. They searched the basement, crawl space, vehicles, outbuildings, barrels, and other items located on the property. Additionally, K9 teams specializing in a variety of search methods have also been utilized. Have you searched the phones and computers belonging to the Wells? Yes, working alongside the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, numerous subpoenas and search warrants have been obtained, resulting in any available digital evidence being collected, searched, and documented. Now, let me say this, because you guys remember the conversation with Chris McDonough, right? Where Candace was like, Hunter's lying about the TikToks. I got it on my phone where he, was doing the TikToks. And Chris McDonough was like, did you turn that in? And she was like, no, I've got to go there on Thursday or some shit, Tuesday or Thursday. You guys remember that? Three large-scale searches have occurred. Dozens of other target searches have been conducted over the last year as a result of investigators following up leads. They searched the waterways. Dive teams were brought in to search bodies of water in the area on several different occasions. Aerial searches have been done. Additionally, drones were used to map the area to pinpoint bodies of water as well as other points of interest. Will additional searches be conducted? Investigators will continue to search points of interest as they are developed, as well as follow up on all tips regarding Summer's whereabouts. Let me say this. Do y'all not think that anybody could have went back up there in that holler and put whatever they wanted up there? That was the scary part about it. Because a lot of the information that was being put out on social media, it was like if any person that might have been a person of interest or even a suspect, right, knew that their name was out there on social media, people were doing a background check on them, people were telling everything about these people. If Summer was in that area, do you not think that somebody guilty of doing it wouldn't have went back and got her and moved her? That is what Dave Radar from EquiSearch was talking about. That is why they tried to keep where they were looking, the areas they were looking, they were trying not to put that out because, that was a big possibility that someone could move her around. There's plenty of people and not people, plenty of places where she could have continually been being moved and nobody would have really known it. They collected surveillance photos and videos from a variety of locations. The entire area was canvassed in an effort to locate any residential cameras that weren't voluntarily reported. What's that telling you right there? What is that telling you right there? The entire area was canvassed in an effort to locate any residential cameras that were not voluntarily reported. Please keep in mind that the Beach Creek area of Hawkins County is very rural with few businesses and no traffic cameras. Both of the parents had been questioned more than once. Have you questioned others in the home? At the time Summer went missing. Listen to this. Yes, Summer's brothers have been interviewed along with others who stayed in the home in the months before her disappearance. They questioned neighbors and searched their properties. They questioned offenders. Is there evidence that Summer was abducted? None that we've developed at this stage. But they continue to investigate all possibilities. The FBI is involved. They've been involved since the Amber Alert was issued. Additionally, in the first week, the FBI Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team responded to the area. FBI continues to assist with the investigation. Here we go. This is about the red truck. An individual who travels through the area regularly as part of his job stated he recalls possibly seeing a 98 to 2000 maroon or red Tacoma truck with a full bed ladder rack and white buckets in the truck. The individual stated the truck might have been parked in the area of Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road in the late afternoon to early evening on Monday, June 14th or Tuesday, June 15th. That vehicle was not captured on surveillance cameras. In an effort to cover all bases and identify the driver, the TBI, in agreement with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and FBI, released the vehicle description. Our hope was that the individual might have information that could help the investigation. Driver has not come forward, nor have the hundreds of vehicles reported to us as matching the description panned out. I don't see nothing about a yellow vehicle. Oh, da da na 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 na. Wow. Kudos to the searchers. 5 months. Case remains unsolved. No evidence that she was abducted. All avenues continue to be explored, including foul play and the possibility that she wandered off, became lost in the mountains and rough terrain surrounding her home. Anyone that saw Summer on Tuesday, June 15th, come forward if they haven't done so already. Anyone with any credible information, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. We also encourage the public to be cautious about donating to private individuals who claim to be working with law enforcement. We've been made aware of several individuals who appear to be using Summer's disappearance for their own personal gain. Right? Okay. I mean, I don't see anything about footprints. Right, a drop of golden sun, see a name, I call myself. Okay, hold on. It has been brought to our attention that a photo of what the truck may look like has been circulating on social media, along with claims that the vehicle has been located. This is not accurate. Additionally, the photo was not released by law enforcement. Sad. Mm-mm. And they're even saying that the person driving the red truck is not a suspect, just a potential witness. She's so beautiful. And I don't mean to sound like a bitch, you guys. I really don't. It's just when it comes to summer, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I think to blame individuals from the area is really reaching. For real. Oh, you just noticed the frog? Well, I mean, Crystal wants people to get froggy, I guess. I don't know. Anyone with information is asked to contact the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FUND or the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. You can email tips to TBI at tntennessee.gov. Now, Candace did make an appearance at, I believe it was at the church, right? She did make an appearance. I believe it was with the boys. I don't think she was by herself, but Candace did. These are just, maybe I'll work for the TBI. They're hiring. Okay. Yeah, I would believe if they thought that the yellow vehicle was important, that they would have already they would have already put that out, I would think. But don't forget that Dawn is the one who said it first. Well, Curse is trying to say that it was out on the dispatch calls, but I know at the time there were a lot of people who had the police scanners from the area that they were listening to. But, you know, listen to Fred if you want, listen to Ziggy if you want, listen to whoever you want. That's not my business who you listen to. I just know that at a certain point, it wasn't about summer anymore, and I quit listening. when it wasn't about Summer anymore, I quit listening. Would I love to know what happened that whole day? Absolutely. Absolutely. People were coming out saying that Candace was text, Dawn was home between 3 and 3:30, but Candace didn't see him. How would Candace not see him? If Dawn was home around 3:30, how would Candace not see him? She got home, what, about 15 after 3, allegedly, right? Yeah, only with Summer. I don't want to hear all of Hawkins County stuff. For real. I really don't. I don't. But I get so frustrated. So frustrated. But who am I? I ain't nobody. I ain't nobody. Just somebody who cares. Just somebody who cares. I'm not saying that other people are making stuff up. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just a receipts kind of girl. So, and there have been a lot of people, hey, Justice, there have been a lot of people that have said a lot of things and say, I know somebody close to the case, or, shit like that. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. That's like somebody coming into my chat and saying, well, I'm Candace's friend. I talked to her. I don't care. I don't care. Because if Candace has opened up and told any of you about Summer or what possibly happened to Summer, and you're keeping that to yourself and not calling law enforcement, shame on you. Shame on you. You heard what they said, though. You heard what they said. Don downplayed every DV incident that him and Candace had. Candace didn't talk about it. Don did. Sad. The stories Don was telling. I mean, come on. Do you really think TBI called him in to their offices and said, Don, now listen, slap your hand, hit your hand with the ruler. Don't you do that no more, Don. Don't you run out and buy $2,000 worth of substances. Don't be giving them away either after you go buy them, right? I agree. That's why you gotta, you got to say, is this a little fire? Somebody starting a little fire here? Or does this make sense? This is my thing too. Why would anyone who thought they had any information that might help find that little girl put it out on social media? Why would you do that? I don't understand that. Yeah, I agree. That's the only thing I ask people. Please, please, please. Just don't fall into it. Y'all know, everybody, everybody's done work through their stuff. And, it was a very high stress stressful time for everyone, especially the first 2 years in Summer's case. And, you know, people started talking and, you know, kind of making amends with each other because people were being very mean and hateful. They were being very mean and hateful. And let me tell you guys this. If in the sub true crime Summer Wells community, White Boy said it best. There's true crime, and then there's a sub community that's the Summer Wells community. And I don't know. It's just messed up. It's messed up. Let me see. I think these are just questions I had. Oh, I don't know. Boys were locked in, no out. What else was I gonna... Oh, Jeremy Dugan. Do you guys remember who Jeremy Dugan is? Do you remember what Jeremy Dugan said about a vehicle being in the area the day that Summer went missing? That was the personal vehicle of a law enforcement person. You guys remember that? Now, did he say it because he wasn't very happy with law enforcement from Kingsport or whatever? You know, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, damn. I've been on here 2.5 hours. Anything else before I get off here, y'all? Anything else while you got me here? You guys remember Dudley saying that law enforcement got a hold of him and asked about where him and Don had worked together? You guys remember Fred saying he would unalive Don? Some people felt that Don was throwing Fred under the bus. I don't know how that worked out, but and I've got 3 different... No, I apologize. I've got Molly and them talking to Dudley. I've got Jay for Justice talking to Dudley. And I've got Cher talking to Dudley. And he didn't change his story much. He didn't change his story much. But like I said before, right? Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask Ziggy that. I've never married a suspect. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Sweetie Pilo talked to him too. Yeah, Sweetie Pilo. Pilo. But I would think if law enforcement pointed out the yellow vehicle themselves, why they wouldn't have let the public know about it. I don't know. Just a question. Sad. I mean, you had freaking NDAs being signed by people. I don't know. That was just craziness to me. I don't know. Oh, you've been a member for a month. That is so cool. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Justice. Okay, that's Jody Sue. All right. Now, sometimes we get into messages with a contaminated meaning. It's like a reporter who asks a specific question based on allegations that they heard, and this was like, okay, wait. When Candace was doing the interview after Ronnie Lawson came out and said that the family lawyered up, right? So we know that law enforcement is allowed to not tell the truth, right? We know that's a fact. We know that's a fact. So Ronnie Lawson said that they lawyered up. So Candace wrote a letter saying, I've never stopped talking to law enforcement. No, I have not lawyered up. So I don't understand why this is being said. Not speaking for Dawn. And we are, I don't know who we were, but Candace and Dawn were sticking together, willing to do whatever to bring our daughter Summer home. She also messed up Summer's name. So why would she mess up writing Summer's name? Could have been stress. She thanked all the searchers, right? I believe she really was thanking them. Now, this was considered the message was considered a contaminated meeting, which meant the reporter was asking specific questions. She had heard allegations. The allegations were they lawyered up. Candace was responding to allegation, right? Most of it's answering the allegations. Now, our brains are wired to tell the truth. If there is stress from deception, it is like throwing a wrench into a moving wheel, and it creates a disruption and will manifest in the handwriting. Y'all get what I'm saying? The handwriting should be smooth flowing. Stress, substance use, mental illness, you can tell a lot of different emotions in handwriting sometimes. But I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about that. That was just a little lesson I was writing as I was, So the erratic handwriting in the letter she wrote to Dawn could have been from a number of different things. Education level can be a factor in spelling, right? And if Don was watching TV in jail, you better believe he was watching her write that note. He looked at that note she wrote. I can't remember. I went over that note 1,000 times. For real. Do I think, in my opinion, that they had individuals up on the hill that shouldn't have been around any other kids? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I don't know. I do not know. Let me see what I have in here. I have that Grandma Candace at one time was managing a motel in Arkansas when Candace got stranded in St. Louis. Her mom came and got her, and that's when she went back to Fayetteville, Arkansas, where she became acquainted with the Wells. But I'm not going to go over this phone call with Benny and Tim Mullins. I was going to, but okay, hold on. Wow, that's interesting, right? Hold on. I've been subbed to her for a long time. That's just the audio call from June 15, 2021. Right? Is that the same one, I wonder? I don't know. Yeah, it is members only, Flies. I think. No, it's not. There's no sound to it, though. Huh. The pictures are on there, but the sound's not on there for some reason. It might just be me, though. All right. Well, we are going to get off here. Oh, just the Summers. Okay. Well, law enforcement already knows that. Oh yeah, it's just my audio. I can get sound, but it's just the same one, right? Is it the same one I already played? Yeah, I've been subbed to Red Room for a long time, a really long time. So I just, let me tell you this for one thing for damn sure before I get off here. I don't understand people who want to run around and talk shit about people and then act like that they believe what they say. I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't understand that. And I don't get people who tell people to get froggy either. I don't get it. I mean, you want to get froggy? Go ahead, get froggy. What the hell does that even mean? I mean, like I said, y'all won't get froggy and fight with each other. You're going to be buying new monitors and stuff. I mean, geez, come on. You won't get froggy? Yeah, you were nowhere around there. That is funny. I have to admit, that made me laugh. That made me laugh. That was pretty freaking interesting. So, but I'm not going to come on here every time and talk about summer. I'm not. And so, you know, I hate to break it to people who are only here because of summer. I basically got told that my people came from the Summer Wells community. Well, not all my people come from the Summer Wells community at all. So I was like, what? Way too many children need attention. Not that Summer doesn't need the attention, but are we seriously? Nobody's moving forward. Nobody is moving forward. They want to go backwards. But, I mean, shit, you're going to call people out. How did you get to know everybody, Crystal? How were you all involved in all of that? How were you all involved with those people? And then you're calling some people out that didn't have anything to do with Summer going missing. I can guarantee you that. And the ones that you're wanting to say, you are not even putting the names in of the correct people who was the doing all the crazy stuff with the fundraiser and this and this and this and this. I didn't see anybody's name that I have in my notes, but to each their own. But I'm not going to sit here and fight with people over it. Y'all believe what you want to believe. Y'all believe what you want to believe. I haven't even looked, H. I'll have to look. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know. I got to get my mind right. I really do. I have not a clue how many subs I even have, to be honest. Okay. I'm at 1.68, it says. Well, that's not bad. Yeah. Well, I'm sure she's talking about you right now. She's live right now. She wanting you to get froggy. Personally, Crystal, I don't care how you know them people. I don't care how you know any of those people, to be honest. I really don't. If other people are interested, so be it. Who am I to tell people not to watch what you're putting out? I even was trying to help your channel. You probably got more subs than I do, and I was trying to help your channel. What the heck is up with that? For real. But just because nobody wants in your mess doesn't mean what is getting froggy? You won't get froggy? What's that even mean? To me, getting froggy is two people actually being in front of each other. And they might be arguing, and then one kind of, maybe put their fist up or something, and it's like, go ahead and get froggy. Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump. You're on social media. You're on social media. I don't get it. But it did make me laugh. That made me laugh. All right, I'm getting my butt off here. So I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'll hang in there as long as I can. That's all I can do. For real. So I do appreciate you guys. And if you have any relevant information on Summer Wells, she needs to be found. She needs to be either found and us just to know that she's okay wherever she's at, or she needs to be brought home and, she needs to be laid to rest. Unless Well, no, I ain't even gonna say that. I was going to say, unless her parents already know where she is and they feel she's already been laid to rest. I don't know. Everything's questionable, I guess. Everything's questionable. But sometime I'll find the Jeremy Dugan stuff and pull that up, and he can tell you what law enforcement individual's vehicle was in the area that day. So I don't know. I can't remember. I'll figure it out though. Thanks, mods. I appreciate you. Thanks, everybody who stopped in. I appreciate you. You guys do you. I mean, if you guys are into that little fire starting shit or whatever, feel free to go watch it. I don't care. You're all grown adults. It don't matter to me. But I would just hope that my hope would be in don't instigate the little fires using Summer's name. That's all I would hope for. But then most people don't listen to me anyway, so y'all do you. Don't be getting too froggy. Don't get too froggy. Well, I mean, Poppy, they looked for her forever. I mean, forever. I'm going to get in. I do want to talk a little bit about Fred and the backpack and the clothes and all that stuff. I would like to get into that because I have to go back and look, but I'm very interested in something that I remember hearing Dave Radar say about some of that situation. And we'll go back and, you know, see about the footprints and stuff too. So I know people are questioning the footprints and so I would like I'll get into that sometime. All right, I'm getting off here. You guys have a great night. Just do you. Do you be you. For real. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you. I really do. All right, peace out.